Now, of course, Formula One returns to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez this season, but it is a slightly reconfigured Hermanos Rodriguez as in years gone by. How do you then prepare for a new circuit, particularly one at this altitude? Our good friends over at Petronas have given us this handy guide, delivered by none other than Chief Race Engineer Andrew Shovlin.
My name's Andrew Shovlin. I'm Chief Race Engineer at Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Well, the process is quite similar to the one we use for circuits that we have a lot of experience at. We do need to make a circuit map. We've obviously got the simulator that we can use to get the drivers ready for it. So once you've got your map of the circuit, you can run through various settings, either with the driver in loop simulator, so the one that Lewis will come in and sit in and drive, or we just use software simulators. And it's about understanding what wing level do we want to use, how much fuel are we going to be using at that track, what sort of suspension setup do we need. So it's all the normal questions, it's just that we haven't got that sort of database of information from many years of previous races there. The drivers need to learn the circuit, so they will have spent a day in the simulator themselves. We've done many days' work building up to that, and it's even understanding how the car works at altitude. We can do a lot of that work in the simulator. The turbo's working hard to get enough air into the engine, so that work can be done ahead of time, and it gives us a good idea of what to expect when we actually get there and start running the car for real. Understanding the Petronas Primax fuel consumption will be key at this event. You've always got the same amount of fuel to start a race, and you can't go more than 100 kilos. Now, there are some tracks you can actually come down on that and make the car a bit lighter off the line. And the drivers are very important in that, because you can save fuel in many ways, but there is a most efficient way to do it in terms of where you come off the throttle and how you can save the most fuel for the least loss of lap time. And it's that process that we get the drivers to practice in the simulator about. The fuel is, we have a certain amount of energy in the car when we start the race, and with this formula with the turbo engine, it's all about how efficiently can you spend that energy basically to get to the end of the race as soon as possible. Mexico is going to present some very unique challenges for the Petronas Syntium engine oil. The high altitude means that you've got very low cooling, so it's an extreme circuit, and that is going to be one of the biggest issues that we face this weekend.
So as Shov said, the altitude here will make a difference, particularly to the engines, and it's something that McLaren is really not looking forward to. They know they are going to struggle. But if the engines are going to struggle, how about the drivers? We asked Fernando Alonso Thursday morning in Mexico. You've spoken about the high altitude here obviously affecting the engine. How does it affect the driver, though, from a physical perspective?
Well, you get tired a little bit more, but I don't think that will be an issue in the race. We have 4 or 5 days here to acclimatize a little bit, and then in the race or in this Formula One cars of today, the physical is not the big issue. So I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, engine, loss of power. Downforce, we have less downforce here because the density of the air. We have less drag also because the same reason. So yeah, a little bit different setup of the cars, and we see which one is more clever.
Back to this historic circuit in Mexico, but without one of the most historic legendary corners. Is losing Peraltada an issue?
We'll see. I think as a driver point of view, yes, because it was an iconic corner. As a show point of view, maybe it's better the new layout, because you go into a stadium with 40,000 people or something like that, and this is quite unique for us in Formula One. So that being so close to the fans and racing in this tiny sector, I think is going to be fun as well.
Fernando Alonso then coming to the end of what's been a very difficult year and will be a very trying weekend. In fact, I think the last 3 races are going to be pretty tough for McLaren, and I think Fernando knows it too. Carlos Sainz grew up with Fernando Alonso as his hero. He's had a really interesting time of late, blisteringly fast in the race, but mistakes on Saturday ultimately leaving him starting from the back of the grid. We caught up with him when he arrived here in Mexico, and he's really enjoying his time here. How are you enjoying Mexico?
It's great so far, no? Especially today, the weather is much better than yesterday. Had a couple of events, went around the city and enjoying a lot. I can see a lot of fans looking forward to this race. I was here 4 months ago doing a show run with Red Bull, and everyone was so excited that the race was coming back. So just looking forward to it. Let's get the weekend started, get all these press conferences out of the way and get on track.
And talking of the track, what do you make of the circuit here?
Looks good, looks special, especially because I've never seen so many grandstands in one circuit altogether. Huge, long straights, opportunities for overtaking, a stadium to go into. I think it's a great venue, and it will show in Sunday.
Obviously, the legend of this track is the Peraltada corner, which we don't have, but we have the stadium instead. Do you think that's a fair replacement?
It's a fair replacement, yeah. Obviously, Peraltada, it would be a bit dangerous nowadays with the amount of speed we carry, the tires, the downforce. It would be. I wouldn't mind to race for sure there, but obviously they've decided not to put it in the track layout. But we still have a bit, the entry to the main straight, and let's hope it's a good layout and it creates some exciting racing.
You've had some great Sunday drives over the last few weekends. How important is it to get a clean Friday and, more importantly, a really clean Saturday?
It's my main focus now to, for sure, go back to the first half of the season where we were having really strong Saturdays and Fridays and Saturdays, make the weekend a bit easier in that regard, not because I've been complicating my life a bit on the last couple of races, but obviously it also was positive to show that I can come from the back, so I didn't mind so much at the end, starting so much at the back, but for sure I want to make my weekend a bit easier.
So from a rookie who knows he's got a couple of little creases he needs to iron out, to a driver who has answered every question thrown at him with suitable aplomb. Only 10 drivers in Formula One history have won 3 World Championships, and Lewis Hamilton is now one of them. You say you've got nothing left to prove. How important is that going to be with you moving forward? I remember when Michael won his 3rd World Championship, the pressure seems to come off him and he became a more devastating driver after that. You've always had these comparisons to Ayrton, whether it's wins or championships. Now you've moved past that. Is this the point at which you can become yourself, step out of the shadow and be even more devastating?
Who knows, man? I think the future is wide open. It's not set, and how I apply myself will dictate that, I think. And so I'm going to try my best to do it in the best way I can possibly do. And I definitely think now I'm on my own now, in a sense, as you said. I've been kind of trying to live in the shadow of not in the shadow, but trying to do something that someone else has done for many years. And now I'm on my own. I'm free. I'm going to try and see how far I can take it for myself and for my family.
At what point this season did you know you had Nico beaten?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't approach a season and think that. I think it's just I arrive and I know that I'm ready. And when I know that I'm ready, then I don't have to think about anyone else. If you know what I mean? It's difficult to explain it, but there was never a particular point, even from qualifying in the first race to the mid-season, that I thought, hey, I've got him beat. It's just every weekend it's new, it resets and comes back stronger. So I just got to keep coming with it and keep getting stronger and growing.
You say Nico's been a good teammate this year to you. Just a few races left this season. He could still take second in the championship. Is this a point for you to be a good teammate to him now? Allow him to take that second?
I've been asked this question several times, and I don't actually know what the right answer is. Of course, I'm a team player, so I'm going to see what the team want me to do. I don't see what the benefits really are in me doing so. And if it's a question of me finishing first, being first, but letting him finish first, I don't know about that one. Not sure I can do that, but if I'm second and he's third, maybe. But I don't know about the first place. We have to see. I have to think about it.
Just how good can Lewis Hamilton get? Just what can he achieve? That is the question that he's posing himself, as much as we're now asking. that man over there, Nico Rosberg, can he finish second in the championship? He's got 3 races left, and at the moment he does trail Sebastian Vettel by just a few points. That's going to be a really fascinating end to the season between those 2 drivers. Join us this weekend. Be sure to look on Twitter. We will be posting all of the time throughout the weekend of where you can catch everything. We will be showing FP1. A little break in the format has opened up, so we should be able to show you that with a little delay. FP2 coming to you live as always. We hope the sun, we hope the sun will continue to shine throughout the weekend. Rain is expected, and as we've seen over the last few weekends, that really can throw a spanner in the works and make things very exciting. If it needs to be any more exciting than it already will be on this new circuit for Formula One, we can't wait. Until then, though, that's your lot from Paddock Pass. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.